Hi, I'm Dora, and I'm here to tell you about the Anchor app, which is a totally free place to do podcasts. I've been using Anchor for quite some time now, and I must say that I really totally enjoy using this app because it's so easy to maneuver through, and it also gives me that professional sound that I'm looking for. You can also use this service on your phone or your computer. They also have tools that will allow you to record and edit your podcast so that you also can get that professional sound that you might be looking for. Not only that, Anchor will also distribute the podcast for you, and it can be heard everywhere like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. You can download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. It's easy to use, so go ahead and download today so that you too can start your podcast. Hello, and welcome to Life as It Is with Dora Middleton. Today I will be talking about veterans and how we need to change the system to where when they are released from the service, that when they arrive back home, it would be an easier transition for them when becoming a civilian. And I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of veterans, and a lot of them, they have issues when it comes to living that normal life again after they've been deployed 3 or 4 times. They can't deal with a normal life. And also, a lot of them, of course, deal with PTSD. And the thing I don't understand is, why is it that they fight for this country, they put their lives on the line, they leave their families, their children, and when they come back, it's like they're lost. And they don't know where to go, who to turn to. And when they try to go to the VA, there has been times where they've died waiting to get into doctor's appointments and to see their doctors. And a lot of them are committing suicide because of the struggles that they are having. And then if you look at the rate of the homelessness with veterans, that's not good either. I think that we need to make a lot of changes to where once they are released out of the service, that everything is already ready and intact for them so that they don't have to struggle, so that they don't have to worry about how to do things. Everything should be set up and ready for them. They shouldn't have to worry about the stress of all of that after being deployed and fighting for this country. Then they have to come home and worry about other things and try to get the VA to do better where they're concerned. And then you have to look at the situations where there's been outbreaks at VA hospitals where they've caught hepatitis among other things because they're not being clean. The doctors and nurses aren't doing what they should be doing with that facility, and they're jeopardizing these people's lives. So it almost seems like I can't sit here and say they don't care about them. It just seems it looks like when they're released out the service, they're released. You deal with it. You do what you have to do. You know, we have these VA hospitals for you. The doctors are there, and that's all they feel they need to do. And a lot of these people need therapy. I've had long conversations with these people, and a lot of them are going through a lot. They don't know who to talk to. You know, sometimes their family doesn't understand, or a lot of family just don't want to be bothered with it. And it's sad. And that's part of the reason why they turn to suicide or drugs and alcohol or end up on the street, because they are literally going through a lot that we don't understand because we haven't been in their shoes, And the ones that have, they understand. I just don't understand why we're not doing more for them, considering what they have put up for us, what they've done for us in this country. They come back with missing limbs, They come back, they left whole, and they come back just basically torn apart. And it's sad. And I thank all of our veterans and everyone that's fought for us in this country. And I feel that they should be treated better. And that they need to make the proper take the proper steps they need to take to better things for them, so that they won't feel like they have no one to turn to. Because the way it's looking right now, it's not getting any better. And the other subject I wanted to touch on is that is immigration. I really can't understand how anyone out there that has a heart feels that what's going on is okay. Anyone that has children that feels what's going on is okay, I don't understand what kind of parent they are, because would you want to see your children locked up in cages and not fed and not bathed? I mean, how could anyone out there agree with this? I understand that they're saying that immigration needs to be straightened out. Straighten it out, but you can straighten it out without tormenting people, basically, without treating these people like they're animals, because they're not animals. They are just fleeing here so that they can have a better life. And everyone's always hollering about they're taking our jobs. They take jobs that you all don't want. Most of the jobs that they take, you don't want anyway. So why are you complaining? Because for those of you who are complaining, you're not going to do those jobs. And I don't understand why so many people are okay with what's going on in this world today. And you're wanting to build a wall. What is your wall going to do, really, when they're going underground? So that's basically a waste of money, So I'm just trying to figure out, is the people that's okay with everything that's going on, and everyone that wants this wall, what is the real reason behind the way you feel? Is it that you really feel that, is it in your mind that some of these people are coming over and you feel they are criminals, as been stated by others, that they feel that they're criminals and they're coming over here committing crimes? But we already have a lot of crime here. Okay, so you can't put that on them, because there's crime everywhere here, already here. So I'm just trying to figure out how this country can be so cruel. And we're so divided. Everyone is divided. There's so much hatred. No one's listening to anyone. Everyone's just yelling right now. And there will never be a solution to this problem until everyone realizes that there is a problem. And the way it's looking right now, there's a lot of people that don't think it's a problem. Everyone feels that everything that's going on is it's going okay. This is fine. Let's just get people and put them in cages. Let's just not feed them, and let's just do this and do that. But put yourself in those people's shoes. What if it was your children, your grandchildren? What if it was you? How would you feel? I just can't sit here and say that I accept what's going on. I have a big problem with that. I think it's disgusting and cold-hearted. And anyone that thinks it's okay is sick. I'm sorry. You have to be. There should never be a person out there. It should never be a time when a person feels that it's okay to treat children like this. These are children. I mean, you shouldn't treat anyone like that, any human being, but really children. And with everyone being so divided, everyone wants someone to go back to their own country and this and that. And come on, people. When are we going to get it together? If we aren't trying to find a solution, if you're not one of the people trying to find a solution, then you're part of the problem. Something needs to be done about all the racism, all the hatred. Something needs to be done about how people aren't equal in this country. Something needs to be done about how the veterans are treated once they're released out of the service. And there needs to be something done about how, as a woman, we are losing more and more of our bodies, where people are making decisions for us regarding our bodies. These bodies belong to us. How can you tell us what we can and cannot do with them? We have a right to do what we feel is right for us. And it seems like every day that passes by, we, as a woman, we lose even more of us. And it's not right. And for any woman that feels that that's okay, then my question is, what the hell is wrong with you? What is wrong with you to where you feel that it's okay for someone else to tell us what to do with our bodies, and how they are basically saying that a woman can't make her own decisions dealing with her own pregnancies? Or if she has a miscarriage, how it might be her fault and she could possibly be charged in some kind of way because of that miscarriage. Come on, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's like how they really don't want to cover birth control for women, but you cover Viagra. Why would you cover Viagra? You don't need that. I mean, okay, so you're having problems in that department to where you aren't capable of doing anything. But that sex, I mean, that's not a need. Really, that's just something you want to do. Okay, so why would Viagra be covered? I don't think it should be. I don't think that a man needs it. What do you need it for? It's like they're taking so much away from us as women, but giving so much to men. It's like they're telling us what we think or what we feel does not matter. So are we going back to the days where they're saying women, there's two places that women should be, and then that's the kitchen and the bedroom? Are we back to those days? It's like a man telling his wife, when I get home from work, I expect a hot meal on the table. Okay, we're in 2019. How about she tells you, when I get home, I would like a hot meal on the table, and the children, if you have children, taken care of? Why can't it be whomever gets home first will then prepare dinner for the family? Why is that always the woman's job? Why is it the woman's job to always, cook and clean. it's almost like things are just, as I stated before, are just going backwards. We're not going forward. We're going backwards. And that's not good. We have got to all come together to see what we can do to change what's going on. But again, you can't change anything if you don't see a problem. And after watching the news, there's a lot of people out there that don't see a problem in what's going on right now. And that's sad, because it's not going to change, because you're blinded to the truth. But then again, I'll say it this way. You know it's a problem. You just don't care. It's a difference between, it's different if you don't really know the problem exists. But come on, we all know these problems exist. But the thing is, we are choosing to not acknowledge it. We don't want to acknowledge the problems that's going on right now. So if we aren't willing to acknowledge the problems, they're never going to get taken care of. They're not going to get better. They're only going to get worse. So until we come together as a country and understand, okay, this is what's going on. This is wrong. This needs to be changed. This situation here really needs to be worked on. We need to figure out a solution. Then if we can't come together and do these things, I would hate to see how this country would be 10 years, 15 years on down the line, because it's already crazy. Things are already going haywire. And it just seems like everyone's talking. You hear a lot of chatter, but no one's finding the solution. Because I'm really trying to figure out if we really want a solution. I know I do, but I can only speak for myself. So I guess that's the question everyone needs to ask themselves. Do we really want a solution for all of these problems? This country is better than that. But it seems like people are looking at us like our country is a big circus. They can't take us serious because look at it. What is going on? I don't get it. I'm confused. We are living in a country where, I understand animals' lives matter too. But in this country, presently, at this time that we're in now, an animal's life means more to people than a human. As I stated before, why is it that you can feed a stray animal, but you cannot feed the homeless? It's illegal in some places to feed the homeless. Why do you I've seen videos where people have set up stations where the homeless can come and get a hot meal or a sandwich and something to drink and a blanket or something, or a water. And the policemen, they've poured bleach all over this food and left it in bags. So you're leaving all this stuff in bags, and you don't know who might come and decide, okay, this is food, let me eat it. They might smell the bleach, but might be so hungry they don't care and eat that. So what would happen then? I don't think I could ever do something like that. That there's people out there starving, and here's all this food for them to eat that's been left for them. And you say the reason why you're doing it is for safety reasons. If you cared about the safety of the homeless, we wouldn't have any homeless on the street. We would have figured out a long time ago what to do or where to put them so that they would be safe inside somewhere. They would not be on the street. So it's not about safety. I think it's all about just pure ignorance and what type of person you are. What type of person would do that. It's a totally good food that you know someone that needs it could have it. But you're making the choice of destroying the food and think it's okay. It's like we're going through times where you can be minding your own business and someone's due to walk up to you and say anything that they feel they want to say. Back in the day, even though people had their hatred, people had their opinions, it wasn't to where everyone was approaching people were not approaching each other and getting it up on each other like that, face to face, willing to fight over what? I think everyone is so much hatred out there. It's touching everyone, and everyone's running around in this big pool of hate. And we need to fix it. We need to fix it, or there's going to be a lot of people out there getting hurt. Because it seems like as time passes by, day by day, the hatred, the anger, it's just getting even worse. The leaders that's leading this country needs to get it together. They need to come together and find a solution. But as I stated before, it's just a lot of chatter. People just talking and not doing. We all can say what we're going to do, but we need to do what we say we're going to do. Don't just say, well, we're going to do this or we're going to do that, and no one's seeing a change. We need to make a change. And until we do, everything is always it's going to be like everyone is running around in Babylon. I mean, it's like everyone's running around in circles, like we're just a bunch of puppets. Okay, a bunch of puppets, angry puppets at that. So all we can do is hope and pray that a change comes, and a change comes very soon, or we're all up shit creek, because this country can't continue to go on like this. We need to figure out a solution. All right, I will return after this quick break. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Life as It Is with Dora Middleton. I've talked about veterans, I've talked about immigration, I've talked about this country in general, how much we really need to make a change. And I'm going to continue to do these podcasts and continue to let people listen so that we can try to do what we all can do to make a change. Each one of us individually have a lot of changes we need to make. There's things we need to figure out what's going on in this world, basically, because it seems like everything is just so messed up that everyone's just running around and something isn't right with someone. It's just everything is messed up right now. And again, as I stated before, if we're not trying to find a solution, then we're the problem. And as I always state, when I make that assumption there, when I say that, what I mean is I know we need to make a change. So I'm not even going to put myself in that, because I am willing and ready to make a change. We have to do better as people. We have to do better as a country. We need to make a lot of changes in this country. But until those out there that's yelling about, that's basically saying everything's fine, there's nothing wrong, that's looking and living seeing the same things we're seeing, living in the same world we're living in, but yet still can sit here and say nothing's wrong, everything is okay. That shows you right there we have a very big problem, and we need to figure out a way to fix it. But I know that it's not going to happen overnight. So that's something that we are all going to have to really work at doing, and that's making a change. Okay, well, I would like for to thank you all for joining me on Life as It Is with me, Dora Middleton. And until next time, think about what I said and let's all try to make a change.